You're about 5 car lengths behind, bud. Looking inside. Clear low. I don't have enough power. I can't get by him.
Here we go! The winner's gonna be Sam Hornick Jr. by 96 thousandths of a second! And he is the 2002 Indy Racing League champion!
Hi guys, welcome to IndyCar series, a game that came out in 2003, made by Codemasters, simulating the 2002 IndyCar series. It was a very, very underrated game, especially in the UK. Of course, American motorsport isn't really that popular over here like NASCAR and stuff like that. But it is definitely one of their best titles, where that is the physics of the cars, how the cars handle, just pretty much everything. It is a wonderful game. There was an update that came out in 2005 called IndyCar Series 2005, but that one never made it to PC, unlike the first one, which is a shame because there was a lot of updates and a lot of like physics-based updates as well for it. There's a couple of options that we can do. We can do the IndyCar Series, the Indianapolis 500, or Masterclass. Basically, what Masterclass is a load of challenges you can do which unlocks trading cards, and they can unlock anything from car liveries to drivers and so on and so forth. So I think we're going to start by doing some of the Masterclass. You've got basic car control, advanced car control, maximum performance, qualification, racing techniques, the pits, the caution period, and the IndyCar series itself. So we're just going to start with basic car control.
Welcome to the Masterclass. This is where you're going to learn how to really drive an IndyCar. We're also going to look at the other aspects of Indy racing, such as pit strategy and awareness and overtaking, which will give you the edge over your competitors. We're going to start with the basics. This is where you learn to do it for real. It's time to turn off the driving assists and get used to working the manual systems, such as the gears, fuel setting, and the weight jacker. You may find that this will make your car more difficult to handle at first, but persevere. It's the key to the fastest lap and victory. Every Indy race begins with a rolling start, as this is the safest way to get everyone running. You have to maintain formation during the warm-up laps. This formation is the qualification order. It's against the rules to overtake until you've passed the start line. This race is about to start. Once the pace car peels off, it's up to the driver on the pole to accelerate to race speed. Then the other drivers also speed up. As soon as the pole driver crosses the start line, the marshals wave the green flag and the race is on. Remember, at the start of the race, you can't overtake until you have passed the start line. So keep a close eye on the car in front of you, otherwise you'll be penalized. Using the manual gears is not as hard as you may think. While you've got 6 of them, you're only ever going to use 3 during racing. Gears 1 to 3 are your restart gears used for getting out of the pits and for your rolling starts. Let's look at the race start again. This is the currently selected gear. This guy's in 2nd gear for the start. And this is the rev limiter. When these lights hit the center red zone, it's time to change gear. Don't keep it in the red for too long or you will blow your engine. Depending on the track and your car setup, you'll be running in 5th gear for most of the race. You could slip it back into 4th gear if you approach slower back markers to get that extra boost in acceleration so that you can overtake quickly. 6th gear is for drafting, which we're going to cover in the next lesson. Finally, to be a better driver, you need to master your steering. Indy cars are highly sensitive. The slightest jerk on your steering wheel can dramatically alter your track position. You need to keep it smooth. Try to not weave across the track or you're likely to hit the wall or smash into another car. Aim to keep your car on the racing line, also known as the groove, as much as possible. If you can do this, you'll get better lap times, as you'll be able to take most of the corners flat out. One way of finding the groove is to look for where the tire rubber has been laid down in the past. As the race progresses, deposits of tire rubber will build up in the groove, and you'll find more grip, leading to faster lap times. Now in Indy racing, we hardly ever use the brakes for cornering. So if you find yourself drifting towards the wall like this guy, all you need to do is lift off the throttle and your car will come around as your speed reduces. But obviously you want to keep your speed up at all times, otherwise it'll cost you places. So remember to keep it in the groove. All right, enough talk. Time to get you on the track. This is a basic test intended to get you used to a car with no assists and manual gears. First, we're going to simulate a race start so you know what to do when you're on pole. This will also give you a chance to work up through the gears. Once you're on your way, I want you to complete one full lap. Simple as that. To keep it even simpler, we're going to lose these guys. Follow the pace car until the driver peels off from the track and then put your foot down. And don't forget to change gear. Do one full lap and return to the start line within the time limit. One last thing before you go. As we want this to be as authentic as possible, your car is fully damageable. You've got to learn to control it. So if you come off the track or smack your car up, you fail the test.
My god, I thought that bloke would never shut up. Okay, so this is the basic tutorial. This is a rolling start. Follow the pace car until he peels off. Accelerate at race speed, working through the gears. Complete one full lap as fast as you can. Do not crash or leave the track. Gold average 226 miles an hour, 224 for silver, and 222 for bronze. Okay, seems easy enough.
3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, we're getting this view. Very, very simple.
Well done, you've made it around. Bronze medal.
Boo. Hey, that's how you do it.
Excellent time. Great use of the racing line. You've got the gold.
Oh, well, it only took 3 attempts to do. Not too bad, I suppose. So there we go. That was the first masterclass done. Basic car control. We're going to do advanced and see how well we do on that one.
Okay, we've looked at the basics, so you should know how to handle your car. That's just the start. Could you describe what your car felt like to drive, as this is important if you're going to be a first-class driver? There are lots of factors affecting your car's handling during the race. You don't need to know the ins and outs of all of these. What you need to know are the outcomes. As your tires wear out and your car gets lighter, as fuel is used up, the handling will change. Your car may start to feel loose at the back end, also known as oversteer, or you may feel though your car is pushing towards the walls during cornering. This is sometimes called understeer. If your car were understeering heavily, you'd have to slow down for each corner and you'd never get anywhere in the race. That's if you even manage to take the corner. Likewise, if your car were oversteering heavily, you wouldn't stand a chance. It would be uncontrollable. You'd be fishtailing all over the place and would be lucky if you didn't spin. Handling problems can be fixed in the garage. In fact, it's vital that you're happy with the handling before each race, but that's another lesson. So what do you do when you set your car up right but the handling changes during the race? Well, that's where your weight jacker comes in. This car is about to take the corner. This is the groove that this driver wants to take. However, if this car were understeering, then the actual path the car would take would look more like this. And if this car were oversteering, then the back end would turn more than the front end of the car, making it unstable. If this were not corrected by the driver steering to compensate, then the car would spin. The weight jacker can be used to make small corrections to oversteer and understeer. The effects are subtle, so you shouldn't rely on it to completely change the handling of your car. But it's important to know how it works. By adding weight, you can decrease understeer. So do this if you feel the car pushing too much. And if you subtract weight, you can decrease the oversteer. You should do this if your car feels too loose in the corners. Okay, time to move on. Another important skill in Indy racing is drafting. This is also known as picking up a toe or slipstreaming. The way this works is like this. Basically, as the car in front cuts through the air, the pressure in this draft zone is less than the air pressure outside the zone. Basically, there's less air, so there's less drag, and drag slows your car down. You can see when you're beginning to draft another car as your draft meter will start to fill up. The more your draft meter fills, the more your car is experiencing the effect of drafting, which is reduced drag and therefore greater speed. As your car speeds up, the engine revs will increase, so you'll need to change gear. This is where the sixth gear comes in. When you're in sixth gear, you can use the extra momentum to get past your opponent. However, you can also use sixth gear to save fuel. You don't need to overtake all the time to win at Indy racing. You just need to cross the finish line first. If you're drafting someone and you're in sixth gear instead of fifth gear, then your revs will be lower, which means your car will be using less fuel. You can save about 5% of fuel a lap using this technique. This brings us to the last thing for this lesson, your fuel mixture setting. Here's the fuel setting indicator. It's currently set to 4, which is normal setting. Clicking it up increases the richness of fuel. You'll get extra speed, but you'll burn more fuel. Whereas clicking it down has the opposite effect. You save fuel as the mixture is leaner, but you also go a bit slower. You can also use a lower setting in conjunction with drafting to save fuel and keep your speed up. Just like the last test, you're going to start off following the pace car as if you're in pole position. When the pace car peels off, accelerate to race speed and then complete 3 full laps. And like before, you'll be on your own out there. This time the time limit shortens as you complete each lap, so keep your speed up. As before, you'll fail if you come off the track or crash, or if you run out of time. Okay, I'll count you in when you're ready.
Oh my god, finally. So yeah, they're very long-winded explanations for the simplest things, but I suppose it gives you all the basics on car control and everything else. So here we go then. Gold beat 1, 2 and 3 target laps. Beat 1 and 2 and beat 1 for bronze. I think we're going to be okay for gold, but we'll see.
3, 2, 1, go.
And off we go. I don't like that popping at the end of each sentence. It's because the game is old, I guess. I'm not sure. Okay, bad start, a bit wide. I thought the explanations, though, were going to be a lot shorter. I would have actually done more of this. I think this would be the last one until the next time. Ooh, a bit on the grass, a bit wobbly. Get our angle on. There you go. Put the fuel mixture up a bit. Put it up to 7. Got plenty of laps of fuel. Thank God my engine isn't a Honda, otherwise it would have probably blown up by now. Ooh, so close. Oh, go on, get around. There we go. And there we go.
Good time. Well done. That's a Silver Masterclass award.
What do you mean a silver? I completed 3 laps. Fine, we'll try again. Oh, for goodness sake. Target, I needed 39, I got 39.06.
Good time. Well done. That's a Silver Masterclass award.
Oh, anyway, that was silver, I don't care. Well, we only had enough time to do 2 because he kept going on and on and on and on. He didn't want to shut up, did he? So we'll do the next ones next time. So I'll leave it here for now, and we'll join back with the rest of the masterclass before we get into the actual racing, which is... That's really bugged me now. I couldn't believe that I actually missed out by like 6 1/1000ths of a second. It's ridiculous. Oh well. Anyway, we'll try and do a few more next time. Maximise performance, qualification, racing techniques to pits, and the caution period. So, yeah. Sorry this is a bit of a weird, boring episode, but join back next time when we do more of the masterclass before we get into the nitty-gritty racing, which is what everyone is actually here for. So, thank you very much for watching. I will see you all next time. Take care.